And I believe you've raised whatever, 200 million. So, what has the fundraising journey been like?
A lot different this time around than the first time around, because I had a track record and my co-founder had an even better track record. So we were able to get meetings a lot easier. We decided to raise a big seed round, mainly because we felt like we could, and we knew that it was going to take capital to build the business. So we did, I think it was a 17, can't remember. Yeah, I think it was a $17 million seed round, which we later called a Series A. And then we did wow, it's such a blur now. I can't remember the exact amount. But then I think we did maybe it was a $75 million Series B. So our Series A was led by Maveron, a guy named Dan Levitan, and Howard Schultz is his partner in that firm. Really amazing partners of ours, and then a couple of other early stage VCs, all of which have been great. Crosscut, based out of LA, Global Founders Capital is the Samwer brothers out of Germany. Who else am I forgetting? Our Series B was Greycroft, so they've been great as well, and I think that was around 75 million. And then our Series C was SoftBank and Fifth Wall, and we've raised a total of 240 million. I mean, it was pretty easy at the time, honestly, but whole different ballgame now. In my experience, like the growth firms are kind of not really open for business at the moment, despite what they say. A lot of them, represent that they're open for business, but it's a tough fundraising market out there right now. Really, 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 really tough. So I'm glad we're not in the market fundraising at the moment. And when the economy turned, I'm sure we'll get to, a question about, challenges at some point here. But one of the biggest challenges that we had was we got lucky with respect to our timing. I mean, we did a lot of work as well, as I mentioned. Like, I spent a year understanding the problem, so it wasn't a complete coincidence that we had a lot figured out. But we really couldn't have had better timing with respect to launching a co-ownership, second home business in late 2020. And while I was super fortunate for that tailwind that we had, I was always worried about it. In every memo I wrote to the team, I would explain to the team that this is not normal. Most startups are just torture for the first 5 years, just struggle after struggle after struggle with nothing but headwinds, nothing but failure that needs to be overcome. And we were having the opposite experience. We were on this rocket ship, with wind at our back. And I just kept telling the team, there's going to be a day where it's not going to feel like this. And the reason why I was so worried about it is because I feel like most of the character in early stage companies is built, in those early years. That's the foundation of it all. And that struggle and the hardship, it's really important. And we didn't go through that. So when times got tough in the middle of 2020, when the war started and interest rates started going up and all the other, craziness that's been happening in the world, it got really tough. And we basically had to go back to kind of early startup days. We unfortunately had to downsize our team quite a bit. And those were tough decisions in tough times. But I'm glad we did it, because now we have the cash to weather the storm without being in the market for another round.